Welcome back to Hutan Pantai with Who Knows Gamer. We left off, we had limed and subsoiled 27 and 28, fields 27 and 28, fields 30 and 31, the two fields that are 31 are needing to be plowed. So we are going to knock that out real quick at the end of the day here. Well, I guess I should say at the end of August here. And I want to show you guys the I play on the keyboard. I don't have a steering wheel or a gamepad or anything. So for those of you on the keyboard, if you hold down the H button, or if you hit Shift H, no, it's not Shift H. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Shift H, but it is hold down the H key on the keyboard. It opens up the AI settings menu, and you can leave it on AI worker and have them work the field. But I guess I want to keep straight lines, but I want to do the work myself. So, Farming Sim Giants has added kind of a GPS. In modern farm equipment, they have GPS as well, and they can set essentially kind of like these lines on the map over here. They can outline their fields, and the equipment will follow those lines. So this is essentially the same thing. We're setting up how we want the fields to be worked, and then the GPS will follow it. What direction? Automatic side. Yep. Show lines on. Maybe at some point we might shut the lines off, but for now we want to leave them on just so we know where they are. But we've got everything set, so we click OK. And then, so you see these lines here. Oh, and I wanted to show you one more thing here. The working width. If you leave it on auto, this will automatically adjust to whatever you're using. So right now we're using the subsoiler, which has a width of 4 meters. So it automatically set it to 4 meters. If we had, say we were harvesting, something, and we had a header that was 15 meters, this would automatically change to 15 meters and adjust the lines in the field accordingly to whatever the working width is. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody. And so when you're here in the field, you're getting ready to run down one of your lines, you can set your equipment. So just tap the H key, and you see that line turns green, and you hear a little beep that lets you know that GPS is set. So now I can just hit 3. I'm not touching any controls like left, right, forward, backward, anything. I'm just going to hit 3, which is to set cruise control. And the tractor automatically heads right down that line. It'll stay, straight, lined up. And when it gets near the end of the line, you heard that little beep there. So we're going to stop it there. We're going to back up. And when it does that multiple beep, that beep, 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 that's telling you that the GPS is like disengaging. It's it's not shutting off, but it's not tracking the line anymore. So we need to reset the new line. Drop our equipment, hit cruise control, and it follows right down that path. Makes it so much easier to keep straight lines, straight rows. And this is modern farming, so I'm glad Giants added it, because this is definitely, you know, the newer equipment does this. So that's one of the reasons why this equipment is so dang expensive. Okay, I'm not sure what that achievement was about. I'll have to look it up. I read Shakespeare and stuff. Sure. I don't know. Okay. That was interesting. So we need to rent a stone picker and pick all of our fields. I do believe we can save those stones for later. So if we need to, like, you know, construct some buildings, we can use it for cement and several other things. Maybe we'll drop them back here behind one of these buildings or something. Just make a pile of stones. That's not uncommon at farms to have big piles of stones or piles of dirt, you know, stuff they dug up from one spot and they're saving it for, you know, some other use. But so yeah, if we check here, all of our fields are plowed, so we're good. All of our fields are lime, so we're good. Stones. Yep, that one's got medium stones. The other fields have large stones. So we need to go get a stone picker. So that's just to the left over here. So we're going to go do this contract. But then we're going to use the stone picker to go pick our fields as well. Contract is complete. And if you notice, I want to point this out as well. As soon as the contract is complete, the equipment shuts off. Now in FS22 and previously, it would continue, you know, so like if you were fertilizing, it would continue spreading fertilizer. If you were, you know, spraying or you know, cultivating, it would continue doing the work. So you're running the equipment. Now, in FS25, as soon as the contract is complete, it stops. The equipment shuts off, fertilizer stops spreading, you know, and so you're not wasting materials, which is good. I like that. I accepted the contract, and I'm paying a lease fee to use this equipment. Now, if I was, say, you know, let's say I was a construction company in real life, and I go to, you know, some rental place and rent a skid steer to, you know, to do some, you know, dirt moving or stones. You know, I'm moving stones or something with a skid steer. I'm going to rent that skid steer and use it as much as I can before I need to return it. You know, I'm going to do as many things as I can with it before I return it. That's the same thing that I'm doing here. I'm paying a lease fee to use this equipment to complete this contract, but I want to use that equipment as much as I can before I return it. So I'm going to go pick the stones in my fields and then return the equipment. Wow. Okay. So they have fixed the contract, so you can't do that anymore. I don't understand that, though, because like I just explained, I paid a lease fee to use this equipment, so why can't I use it? Well, I guess I'm going to have to work on a script to fix that. I do want to... I want to keep the stones that I picked, though, so let me go back. I'll drop that off. Let me go grab that trailer, and I can dump those stones over here at the farm. Yeah, I'll have to look at... I don't know if somebody hasn't already written a mod, a script to change the contract. Maybe, you know, I get that the contract fees are lower, but you know, I mean, maybe the farmer is paying for part of the fee because you're doing the work for them. But at the very least, what I'll do is, you know, maybe I'll increase the fee a little bit, but we'll work on a mod to allow you to use the equipment for more than just the contract. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Okay. All right. Well, so what we do is accept this contract, and maybe that contract, $31.88. See, I mean, I paid $1,000 to use that equipment, so I should be able to use it on my field. But maybe that will give us enough to, that contract, maybe that'll pay what I'm about to pay to lease this thing for myself. So let's grab that. Yeah, wheel setup's fine. I'm not worried about all that. Let's do lease. Yep, pretty much. It'll pay as long as we can get everything picked in an hour. We don't have to pay extra fees. We should be good. All right. All of our fields are picked. None of them need rolling. Yeah, lime's good. Plowing's good. Those are 50% fertilized. We need to fertilize the other fields. No weeds. So let's return the stone picker. So we need to figure out what we're going to plant. All right, so let's check the calendar to see what. So we can plant canola, and next month we can plant wheat and barley. Well, we definitely don't want to do poplars right now. Grass and oilseed radish. Rice is not until April. What do we want to plant? Canola, barley. What? All right, so canola, 730. Barley, yeah, 379. Okay, and wheat. $408. Wow, so canola is actually the highest paying of those three. So yeah, I guess I don't. Let's go ahead and plant canola in these two fields. Yeah, we got to go down to the store to get the seeds. Then hopefully, you know what? Real quick before we go anywhere, let's check our production of our rice saplings. We only have 13 liters. Okay. So it's probably going to be a little while before we have enough to, well, I guess, we've got a few months before we're able to plant anyway. So hopefully by then we'll have enough produced that we can replant our fields with our own saplings. So let's get our fields 27 and 28 planted. And we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we used very little seed for those 2 fields. The fields are not very big, but let's get the seeder drop back off over here. It's got to be lifted up. Okay. So we need to fertilize and roll. We'll fertilize first, then we'll roll, and then weed. I'm gonna have to look again because I could have sworn that in FS25, a subsoiler and a plow meant no weeds, at least for the first planting. You know, my understanding was, you know, if you plowed or subsoiled a field, that the next planting wouldn't have any weeds. And I just subsoiled those 2 fields, so, which essentially is the same thing as plowing. You know, it has the same effect. It removes the needs plowing you know, requirement on the field, so I don't understand why it wouldn't have the same effect, you know, with the weeds as plowing, but I'll have to look that up. And since these fields are not fertilized at all right now, we'll apply this fertilizer, we'll roll and weed, and then after the first stage of growth, we should be able to fertilize again to get our 100%, you know, fertilized attribute. So I'll just keep the spreader up there at the farm. You know, this is probably something that we should be purchasing soon anyway, because this is something that we'll need over and over and over again. So